So before entering into the lecture, we want to know what is group discussion. So group discussion, it is actually a method where a group of people talk about a given topic to share their ideas, opinion and knowledge. It is commonly used in job interviews, academic selections and competitive exams to test the particular candidate's communication skills, teamwork, leadership and logical thinking. So why it is actually more important? So it is actually important because it helps in understanding a person's ideas and thinking style, checking how well a person listens and speaks, finding out if someone can work in a team, testing decision making and leadership skills, evaluating a confidence and clarity of thoughts. So where the group discussion actually conducted? So group discussions are commonly used in job interviews, especially the companies like MNCs, banks and mostly the government exams. For the college admissions for MBA, engineering or other professional courses. So in the workplace meetings, like to know that whether the person is able to solve the problems or plan new ideas. And then competitions and workshops to encourage the students about public speaking and critical thinking. So in job interviews, college admissions, workplace meeting and competition and workshop, and these are the places mostly they will conduct the job, they will actually conduct the group discussion. Okay. Next we want to know what are the qualities we actually need so in group discussion. So the panelists there, they actually observe how confident the candidate should be, if he is confident, clear and logical a speaker. So they also see if a person listens well and cooperate with others and shows leadership without being rude. So overall behavior and body language, it actually matters in group discussion. So we need very good communication, the voice clarity, the listening and teamwork, confidence, logic and leadership. These are the essential qualities in group discussion. So what are the process we are actually having in group discussion? So the first one is the introduction of a moderator. So a person, a moderator, he explains the rules and he actually gives your topic to the candidates. So then the preparation time. So the participants get a few minutes, maybe 10 or else 30 minutes. So it depends upon the moderator and he will allot some few minutes to think about the topic. So then the discussion starts. The participants, they take turns and express their views. So then the counter arguments will start. So the other candidates, sometimes they may agree, sometimes they disagree and they will add some more new points. So the counter arguments, it will happen. So after the summarization, towards the end, one or more participants, they summarize what are the key points they are actually having. So at last the evaluation. The moderator, he will assess the participants depends upon their clarity, their confidence, their teamwork and logical thinking. So then we will talk about the time duration. So we already know in most of the GDs they will provide 10 to 20 minutes depending upon the group size. So each person may speak 2 to 3 times within 30 seconds or 60 seconds each time. So GD time is usually 10 to 20 minutes and the short thinking time before starting and equal chance for all other candidates to speak. Okay. So then we can talk about the types of group discussion. So based on the nature of the topic, there are 4 different kinds. So the first one is factual group discussion. Second one is abstract group discussion. And third one is case study group discussion. The last one is controversial group discussion. We will see one by one. So based on the style of participation, there is actually 2 different kinds. The first one is structured group discussion. Second one is unstructured group discussion and third one is moderated group discussion. So first we can talk about the nature of the topic. It actually have 4 different kinds. We already know. The first one is factual group discussion. So this group discussion, it actually based on the real world facts and current event. So what is happening now? So they will give the topic based on that. So this discussion is based on your knowledge and your information rather than your personal opinions. So examples like impact of online education on students and the effect of global warming on the environment, they will provide these kinds of factual topics. So next we can talk about the abstract group discussion. So these topics are open-ended and it actually requires creative thinking. They often have multiple meanings and participants can interact them in a very different ways. They can give the topic like a rolling stone gathers no moss. So don't judge a book by its cover, nothing. So black and white, and they will provide this kind of open-ended topics. So the next one is the case study group discussion. So a real or imaginary problem is given to you. So the participant, the candidate, they want to analyze it and they want to find solution for the problems. It tests your problem solving skills, teamwork and logical thinking. So the famous example is a company is facing a financial crisis. How should it recover? So you want to identify the problem and you want to provide the solution also. And another one example is a student has a very low student performance and what measures can be taken by you. So this kinds of problematic questions they will given to you and you want to find out the answer. So you want to find out the solution for the for the questions. So the next one is controversial group discussion. So this topics, it actually creates a very strong debate as they have both the positive as well as negative aspects. So participants must present logical arguments while respecting others' views. Like the examples like should social media be banned for teenagers? If artificial intelligence is good or bad? So is artificial intelligence a threat to jobs? Mobile phone is the advantage or disadvantage? It is a boon or ban? So this kind of problematic topics they will give and it actually create a very strong debate because some of the people, some of the candidates they actually support to the particular question and some of them they actually oppose. So a strong debate may be happen. So based on the style of participation, we actually know there are 3 different kinds and the first one is structure group discussion. So it is actually we have very clear rules and every participant gets a chance to speak and moderator he may guide the discussion to ensure a fair participation. The best example is a debate competition where each speaker get a fixed time. So we already know what do you mean by structure. Structure means it has a proper, we know what is the proper timing, we know what to give. So if we do everything in a proper manner, that comes under the category of structure. So the next one is unstructured. So there should be no rules, there are no fixed rules and participants they can speak in a very free manner and people can join at any time and making it a very more dynamic. So best example for that, a brainstorming session in a company to discuss a new product ideas. So in and around the company there should be no fixed rules, everyone tell their own opinions. Next we talk about the moderator group discussion. It actually balances between the structure and unstructured group discussion. So moderator he actually controls the discussion to keep it smooth and prevent chaos. The moderator in between he may ask questions or guide the conversation. The very good example is a panel discussion on news channels where an anchor he leads the talk. So the last one is open-ended group discussion. And this topic does not have a clear right or wrong answer. Participants can share a diverse viewpoints and their own opinions. The best example for that is what is more important, hard work or smart work. It is actually the open-ended. We actually need both. So it doesn't have a clear-cut idea like whether it is right or wrong. Both of them may be right. So each type of group discussion had its own style and it had its own purpose. Some people, some employer he actually want to test their candidates' knowledge and facts, while others they can test the creativity and problem solving. So to perform well, stay informed, think logically and communicate clearly, and these are the essentials in group discussion. So common GD topics like in most of the places. So the topic they will give very common topics. So topics can be from any area like politics, education, environment or technology. Sometimes higher education will also be included. Some topics are very simple while others may be tricky or abstract. Being updated with the current affairs is very useful for you. We want to update ourselves. So this will be very useful for us to participate as well as perform well in group discussion. So a very good example is online learning, AI in daily life, social media use. So they can provide the topic, this kind of common topics, and it can be serious, creative or problem solving topics. Preparation helps in handling, preparation can help us to handling topics in a very difficult situations. So the next one is do's and don'ts of group discussion. What are the things you want to do and what are the things you want to avoid it. So the first one is speak clearly and confidently. Your voice clarity is very much important because the others want to know what you are actually trying to say. Because without them it's very difficult for them to analyze what you are actually said. And moderator, he will also listen you. Whether he will notice you, whether you actually listen and you are actually in the topic or not. So voice clarity is very important, and at the same time you want to speak in a very confident manner. Second one is listen carefully to others. Listening is a very important skill in group discussion as well as an interview also. So the next one is respect different opinions, because every them they will tell their own opinions. You want to respect them. So next one is stay on the topic. What are the topics they actually providing you, and you can speak according to that. Don't divert to some other topics. Then support arguments with the facts as well as the examples. You want to use very polite and a very professional language. The next one is encourage others to participate. You are actually talking for a long time. What about others when they will speak? So give equal chance for others also. So these are the things you want to follow in a group discussion. And what are the things you actually want to avoid? The first one is don't interrupt others. So wait whether to complete. After their completion, you can suggest your own topic. So don't interrupt. Second one is don't be aggressive or rude. So before that we already know whatever may be the situation, whatever may be the place, we want to use a very polite language. So don't be aggressive. It actually create a very bad impact about yourself. The next one is don't dominate the discussion. Just tell your suggestion. Don't dominate. The next one is don't stay silent throughout the entire through the entire discussion. You also want to say something to justify your topic. The next one is don't speak too fast, and at the same time don't speak too slow. The next one is don't repeat the point that are already mentioned by some other one. The last one is don't get distracted or lose focus. So the next one is, so till now we are actually talking about what is the purpose of the group discussion, what about the time duration, what are the types we are actually having. Now we are going to talk about what is the role of the moderator here, what he is actually doing on the place. So the moderator, so he actually for the moderator he actually gives a topic to the candidates and he watches silently during the discussion. He can actually judge the participants based on how they actually speak, they behave and contribute. They do not take part in the discussion, but they will notice everybody. So he will use a topic as well as a time limit. It is his role. Then he will observe all the participants. Then the end of the discussion he will award marks based on the overall performance of the candidates as well as the students. So then we talk about the evaluation criteria in group discussion. So judges. So judges mean the moderator. He will look at what you actually said, how you say it and how you behave. So they give marks based on your full performance. They notice everything, not only your topics, your behavior also, it actually matters there. So the main thing is they will notice your communication skill and your confidence level. Then what about your content? Whether you listen properly or not, your listening skill also matters. Then your body language as well as the last one is teamwork. So based on this, they can actually evaluate the group discussion. So the next topic is what are the skills you actually needed for group discussion. Say a good performer, he actually needs a very clear communication, a very good listening and smart thinking. So teamwork, time management and body language, these are all actually plays a very important role in GD. So politeness and respect, these are the major keys. So if you are talking in a very aggressive or well as a very rude manner, it's very difficult for them to select you. So always use a very polite language. So speak clearly and you want to stay on the point. These are the first thing. And the second thing is you want to listen carefully and respond politely. And the third one is you want to show teamwork and positive body language. And these are the skills actually the moderator they actually expect from you during the GD. Okay. Next we are actually talking about the mistakes to avoid in GD. What are the mistakes you want to avoid it? The first one is avoid interrupting others, shouting or talking too much. These are the three things you want to avoid it. So the next one is do not go off topic or use difficult words just to show off. Use just simple words. Then only the others will also understand what you are actually saying. If you are actually using a very difficult words to show off how intelligent you are, it's very difficult for the other persons what you are actually trying to say, they can't understand. It's very difficult for them to interrupt. So we can avoid this kinds of attitudes during the GD. And the next one is being aggressive and staying silent. It also can affect your performance. So we want to avoid the things like we don't want to dominate others and as well as avoid the arguments also. The next one is don't stay silent till the entire GD and don't repeat the same points again and again. So this will the moderator they will easily identify that he don't know anything, just he is repeating the points. So don't do that. The next thing is don't use a very rude as well as the confusing language. It also create a very bad impact on you. So the next thing is, what are the benefits you actually get it from this GD? So GD it actually improves your speaking skill. So then your confidence level and the quick thinking skills. So your problem solving also. So it prepares you for a real life group situation at work or as well as a college. It will really will help you because it is a real life skills. You can develop your real life skills. So in the working place as well as it will help you in the working place as well as the college environment or the school environment or even in your home also. So to improve your speaking, speaking and the confidence level, you want to do that. And it also helps in improving your English and as well as the general awareness because in the most of the interview they will expect the two skills are essential. They can consider these two skills are essential for the candidates. So it's it will be really very helpful for us to practice the group discussions often. So it can develop our speaking as well as thinking skill and it teaches the teamwork as well as patience. The next one is it can very helpful for us in interviews as well as presentations. Okay. The next one is what is the difference between group discussion and debate? So in a group discussion, people share different views and they try to understand all sides. So in a debate, only two sides argue. So one fair or otherwise against. So group discussion is more cooperative while debate is more competitive. So debate actually creates a competition and group discussion it actually create the cooperations. So one will speak, other will listen and he will tell his own point of view. But debate he actually talking about against the opposition team. So GD is mostly friendly and it is actually the open-ended. On the other side debate, it is actually the two-sided and sometimes it is aggressive. And GD it actually focuses on teamwork. It does not talk about who is the winner and who is the loser. They just want to know their teamwork, how well they are actually performing on teams. So the next one is what are the tips for the beginners? So what are the things they want to know? So the first one is if you are actually starting, you just use a very small points and use a very simple language and speak very slowly and stay calm. These are the tips for the beginners. You just practice with your friends or colleagues and read more about the common topics. So try to speak at least 2 times in the GD. So then only the moderator will remember. So don't be nervous and stay relaxed. And the next one is you want to prepare daily by reading and speaking. And join practice GDs to gain a very good experience. So stages of GD. So there are 3 stages. We already know what is the purpose of GD and what are the types it is actually having. So here we actually talk about what are the stages we are actually having. So we are having 3 different stages. We already know that the first one is introduction, and the middle stage is discussion, and the end is conclusion. So the group actually begins by stating a topic. Then everyone share their views. The discussion will start. And finally someone summarizes the discussion. What are the points they actually discussed till now? They will summarize everything. So in the beginning they can introduce the topic. In the middle they can exchange their ideas. They share their own point of views. They started their own discussion. In the end it is a conclusion or else a summary. They can conclude the overall GD. Okay. Next we are talking about how we want to prepare for GD. So we want to read newspaper daily. Actually it will create our speaking skill as well as our reading skill. So on reading newspaper we can learn more current affairs and watch any YouTube videos regarding the current affairs and practice speaking. So watch GD videos and take part in group talks. So these are the things we can make our preparations. So we want to improve our vocabulary, grammar part, and we want to practice mock GDs regularly on the regular basis, and we want to stay updated with the news. And third one is very much essential, we want to be updated because the employer he actually wants candidates whether he was updated or not, he will notice. The next one, what is the difference between the group discussion versus personal interview? In most of the interviews, in the first step they will conduct the entrance examination. On the second level they will conduct the group discussion. Then they can finalize the candidates list. For the shortlisted candidates only appear for the personal interview. So in the first and second round they will eliminate most of the candidates. So what is the difference between these two? So in group discussion we can speak in a group, but in an interview it is one-to-one contact. So GD checks the group skills, and interview it actually tests your personal knowledge and personal skills. So group discussion it is actually a group based, and interview it is actually personal. And group discussion it actually checks your teamwork, your interview, and it actually checks your personality also. So both are common in selection, but the methodology is somewhat different. The last but not least, if it is what is the advantages and as well as the disadvantages we are having. So GD it actually helps you to build your soft skills, but it may be very difficult for some of the candidates because some of them will be very shy. So they will find struggles to speaking in front of 10 to 20 people. So in a personal interview they feel a little bit comfortable because apart from the employer no one will be that. But in group discussion we need some kind of confident level. So the they are having very shy attitude, they will find it very difficult. So this is one of the disadvantages we are having in group discussion. So some people may not talk too much while others don't get a chance. So these are also the disadvantages we are having, because in the group discussion some people they really be very well in speaking. So they will not give others a chance, they will continuously speaking, or again and again they will stand and tell their suggestion, they will interrupt others. So it should be a little bit difficult for the others to interrupt, because some people they didn't get a chance because one of the people is actually dominate the entire conversation, but the others find it difficult to interrupt, and maybe sometimes he didn't get any kind of chance. So these are the advantages we are having. So we can talk about the advantages because it can improve our soft skills, your speaking level and confidence level. So these are the advantages we are having. But what are the disadvantages? Some people they actually dominate the conversation They dominate the whole discussion. The other one is it very difficult for the introverts. For the extrovert, they will find it very easy. So they don't have any kind of fear. They can speak in front of the people. They suggest their own points. They tell opinions, etc. But for the introverts, they will find that a little bit challenging task for them. So these are the things we want to know in group discussion. We actually see everything one by one. I saw everything. So we want to prepare according to it and practice according to that. So thank you.